Well, welcome back to the channel. Now, I'm going to make one of the new fashion. People often ask me what the new fashions are in floristry. And I have to say, there's a lovely new fashion. I really like it. Of pocket flowers for weddings, for the chaps, for the lads. So I'm going to make a little pocket flower arrangement. And I thought you might like to come along with me. Full disclosure, I've never done this before. But somebody's asked me to do some for them. And I thought, well, it's not rocket science. It's a really good idea. So let's make some pocket flowers. Now, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe, press the bell icon, and we'll tell you when we've got more clips coming up. And if any of the tips and tricks we give you along the way are useful, you can always buy me a coffee, or better still, join my club. The links to coffee buying and club membership are in the blurb to all my clips. And do make a comment. You may think my attempt at making flowers, that's Fabrizio on the fur. What is it about filming? Anyway, you may think that my attempt to make a pocket flowers is rubbish. So please do say so in the comments. But equally, you might be inspired to have a go yourself, in which case, do you make a comment? I answer all my comments on YouTube, even if it takes me a day or two to get to them. So I've got a few stems. I've got some lovely ranunculus, a little bit of sweet William, smells delicious, some cow parsley, and for my foliage, one stem of brachioglottis, but I'm going to split it and use little bits of it. And I might use one stem of these. These are my first sweet peas of the year. Oh, divine. I have a piece of card, small. Don't do it too big, won't fit in the pocket. And I have folded it up. Kind of pocket square sized. Really important to check. This feels as if it's quite small, but I will actually check in my son's blazer pocket to make sure it's not too big. And I'm going to, when I've made it, I've folded the card. And when I've made it, I'm going to pop it into, so this is one of those packets that a greetings card comes in. So we're all going to start saving those now. And so my little pocket square is going to fit like that. And this will just stop any drips. I quite like the cardboard. I thought quite hard about the card. And this is good quality, quite thick card. Don't want it too fat because it'll make a lump in the pocket. But equally, you don't want it, the nice thing about it being quite thick is that the damp from the flower stems will kind of create a bit of a reservoir of water. And equally, wrapping it in cello like this will do the same. So that's a thought. And I was thinking about binding each stem in Stemtex, not Semtex, Stemtex. And this is sort of florist's tape, and it's got a little bit of wax on it. And when you start stretching it, it gets sticky. And so you can bind a stem. So look, imagine, if you will, little bit of sweet William, Stemtex, and you just bind it around the stem, and it stops the stem drying out, so it keeps it. There's Fabrizio in the mower, and it doesn't make it too fat. So there's the first piece, look, in it goes. Now, when I do this in real life, I might wire the what I would call the focal flowers, the fancy pants bits. But and you can book I have a workshop, a bridal flowers workshop, and I demonstrate wiring there. And I'm just beginning, if I bring it back, you can see, I'm beginning to arrange the flowers, you've got to be able to see them in the mix. Cow parsley, that will flop, that's nice and ripe. I have to say it's years since I've used Stemtex for anything. To my astonishment, I have it still in the drawer. And the flowers, if I were making this in real life for a real client, this is a demo, so it's not for a real client or real life, the flowers would have been overnight in water, so they'd be really up to their necks in water. These I cut this morning with, I love it. Does anybody else have a husband who likes to just get out a power tool and drive it around near them when they're filming for YouTube? I could shut the door, but it's such a beautiful day. So I'm just going to tuck these little gorgeous people. Ranunculus is surprisingly tough and they look very delicate. It's one of the reasons they're so popular for wedding flowers, is they look very, very delicate, but actually they're quite they'll hold up really nicely. This big one, I would probably wire this if this were really going to be walking around in someone's pocket all day. But I'm just making this for a picture, really. And what you want to do is, as you're making it, keep an eye on what it's going to look like. It's coming along, and you can see how they go in the pocket. I mean, they're really pretty. I think that, I have to say, I think it's, you know, often fashions come and I think, oh, really, do I have to engage with that? But this, I think, is really, really attractive. So I'm going to go with this. I'm sure that within 5 minutes, we're all going to be doing, this is going to be the way that people men wear flowers at weddings. The old buttonhole will go the way of all things. Coming. I'm going to put one more Sweet William at the other end. We all hum along to the sound of the mower. That is really sweet. Isn't it great? Okay, I think you could do with a leaf and a little bit more cow parsley. So we'll do a leaf and a bit more cow parsley. Quite zen work. Quite calm. I like a bit of calm, quiet, apart from the mower. And let's have one sweet pea. I can see how this is the sort of thing one could get really, make it sort of enormous. And sometimes the chaps are wary of wearing enormous arrangements of flowers. So do check if you're going to do, if your client says, yes, I would really like these pocket square type arrangements for the lads, do say, have you checked with the lads? Because the lads might prefer a film, Rachel.
I want the brew brush.
You could go straight past and nobody will see you.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Right, tuck in the sweet pea. And I need a leaf. Tuck the leaf in the back. Right. So when I make this again, I will prep everything in advance. So I'm going to start again. One, two, three, four, five, six, tuck it in, and then we'll have another bit of a silver leaf. And we'll have, so we've got a sweet William at both ends. Tuck it right down. And that, talk about making miniature gardens, that is very sweet. I can see this is something one could spend hours rearranging. I quite like the two sweet Williams at either end and the little handful of ranunculus in the middle. And when it's against somebody's jacket, it'll be held up against the jacket like this. So I'm not massively taping it. A little bit. Into its little cellophane holder. Imagine if I did a lot of these, I would just use properly cut cello. Because otherwise I don't keep vast amounts of little packets like this. But there is a little thing, and I think it's pretty to cover it up, cover your workings a bit. I mean, that's fine, that wouldn't show, but let's wrap it up in ribbon. And of course, the ribbon can be used again. Do be careful when cutting sellotape with your teeth, for fear of pulling your teeth out. Right, so we're just going to bind it in the same way that we would bind any buttonhole. And my sellotape fell on the floor, so I'm going to pick it up. Very annoying sellotape. Here we go. There we are. Tucks into the pocket. I'm going to go and get a jacket to see what it looks like. Right, this is my smart winter jacket. It's a bit big. It's very nice, but it's too long. So that's something I'll remember for next time, is to not make it so long. There, that's better. I feel like going to a wedding. I have to say, I think they are really, really attractive. And what a good idea. And I see myself making a great many pocket squares of flowers in the future. How fab is that? I'm just thrilled with that. So I'm going to take a photograph and I can put it on my website as an example of things that people can have if they like for their wedding. Oh, that gives me pleasure, I can't tell you. Anyway, have some fun, have a go, see if you can make one. And if you find it very fiddly and difficult, when you ask a florist to make one for you, you'll understand why it's not a free gift. Oh, there we go.